noticed, but it's a little bit wrinkled, crinkled, crushed. But this is coffee with Cannon. I haven't been out here with a coffee with Cannon in a little bit, But good to see you guys. Uh, 4 people in the chat, one thumbs up so far. Um, we've been doing a lot of shows, Phil and I, lately, and we had a real bombastic. I used that word bombastic show last night when we were presenting the results of the Kiely Rodni autopsy. There's still many, 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 many people that are not satisfied with the results of that, and they're basically, accusing authorities of it being like a conspiracy, that something other, something else happened than what was found out through the investigation. And we thought we did a pretty good presentation, but when I read the comments, man, there's some really thirsty people out there. Andrew DeGroot, good afternoon, Billy boy. How are you, Andrew? Good to see you. I should be getting my cab any minute now and driving into the city and picking up a few passengers. Just kidding. I've had this hat for a long time. I think this goes back to Aunt BB2. Hello. This hat goes back to the police department. I think I still had this on the police department. Wow, that's at least 11 years ago. This hat's probably about 15 years old. I got my use out of it if I have to chuck it out, but I sort of still like it. It's got character to it, It's got the old sod involved in this hat in me tam o'shanter. That's a Scottish term, tam o'shanter, right? But yeah, I was looking for it, and it was sitting on a hook of this coat rack we have on the wall, buried underneath a bunch of coats. Catnip Kitty, low. My dad always called those schmo hats. I like that. Peaky blinders, yes. Good terms. Good, all kinds of good terms. But I used to wear this hat, and I had another hat that was like, Mary, good afternoon, Bill. Down the road, I looked and there was Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Well, they'll all come for my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Hello, everyone. It's good to see everyone. I haven't done a coffee with Cannon in a while. This is a little lighter fare, not as antagonistic as last night's episode, You got to defend your position, I guess, And people coming after you, Sometimes in the chats you get people from other content creators that don't necessarily agree with each other. And they come after you like, oh my God, I'm glad you're not in the police department anymore. Someone actually said that to me. I said, goodbye, buddy. You're deep into cyber hell. I've just banned you from my site. I've just ejected you into purgatory. Girl Friday, yes, that happens. Alicia B, people were a bit feisty last night. Yeah, and something, sometimes I don't watch, make sure, well, the monitors, obviously, they were in the chats. They were doing their job, I guess, but I couldn't, there was a lot, things were moving fast. We were talking about the results. Phil was on with me, so there's a lot to concentrate on, and at the same time, I'm producing the show. So, Sana Elise Hoth Johnson, always good to see you. Happy new week at Bill Cannon. Great to see you. Thanks. It warms my heart to see you guys. The police department was so lucky to have you, Bill. Sharon Ashman. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. I sometimes look. Maybe I shouldn't criticize other content creators on YouTube, but I can't help it. I really can't help it. People think that you can just do police work and investigation by being, searching the internet, and you become a genius, and because you're smart, you could do it. That takes no experience, and I resent that, and I want to push back against that. Brad R, put the cuffs on them, Bill. No, my putting the cuffs on people days are over. Diane Krause, good morning. Sergeant Bill, good to see you. Dylan Marie, laugh my ass off, give it to him, Bill. You were in the chat last night, Dawn Marie, right? Were you doing your monitored work? Yeah, doesn't the yard look beautiful today? Let's get on a different subject. Banjo Zepp, good to see you, buddy. Jimmy May, keep doing what you do. You're the best. I intend to do it. You know, one of the things you always say when you're a cop, you have thicker skin, that things don't penetrate your skin. You could take it. You can take the abuse. You could take the criticism. London girl, how are you? Good to see you. Rosemary and thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. You know, it popped up on the internet the other day that Paul Simon of Simon and Garfunkel is 81 years old. I was like, wow, what an unbelievable songwriter he was. When you go back and think, and he was writing those songs like just either in high school or just out of high school, these great songs, you know. Sounds of Silence. I remember that song when I was a school kid. What a great, I mean, the lyrics in that and the story that it told, it was just, you know. Alicia B, yeah, Paul Simon, 81 years old. I don't think he performs anymore, which is a loss to us, because what an artist, you know. And you know what he did? He dipped his toes in other genres of music. Remember he was doing some of that African music, that album Graceland? And he took criticism for that. People were like, oh, it's cultural appropriation. What crap. When people like that say that, you want to just slap them, you know? What is music but not grabbing stuff from other genres and putting your own spin on it? Who invented music? Do we know? And so if you're going to, I think it's a tribute to Africans if you take their music and their rhythms and you write songs to it and you put your spin on it. I think that's a tribute, not cultural appropriation. The craziness of people these days is unbelievable, you know? Lieutenant Pete's in the chat. Great to see you, Lieutenant Pete. And I know Richella can't be far behind. Lynn Harvey, I love Graceland. That was a huge hit of an album and different than anything he had ever recorded before, right? Different. 63 in the chat, 26 thumbs up. Let's grow this. Let's get a coffee with Cannon with 200. I've had that before, but I haven't done a coffee with Cannon in a while. Jane Belinda, turned my collar to the cold and damp. Great lyric. Love that line. Yeah. I always loved the line, the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, tenement halls. I thought that was brilliant, you know. What a brilliant, brilliant line to a song, you know. Yeah, I mean, great songwriter. And, you know, a real treasure as a musician, as a poet, as is, I don't know if you guys are Bob Dylan fans, but again, a super songwriter, poet extraordinaire, you know. Andrew DeGroot, Tom Jones is the real Prince of Wales. He's amazing too. He's in his 80s also, and he just went on tour recently with Van Morrison. How amazing is that? He's in his 80s. His voice is crystal clear and powerful, and he just recently went on tour with Van Morrison. Another, I would bet Van is late 70s. He's probably pushing 80 also. Another treasure, you know. Louis Miramontes, true storytellers and poets back then. S.K. Albaculan, subscriber for Kenya. Welcome, Kenya. Welcome. London Girl. Jersey Devil. Rosemary and Thyme. I love that show. They were so cute. Andrew DeGroot. Van the Man. That's right. How many great songs. You know, I was years ago on YouTube, and there was a video of Van Morrison and Bob Dylan, and they were sitting near the Parthenon in Greece, and they were trading songs, and they were playing with each other, just an acoustic guitar, and they were just singing songs together. I was like, wow, this is so cool. And Van Morrison sang that song, Crazy Love. You guys know that tune? I can feel a heartbeat from 1,000 miles. When the heavens open, every time she smiles. When I come to her, that's where I belong. Yes, I'm running to her like a wayward son. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. She gives me love, 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 crazy love. So Van sang that song. I would imagine that was like a tune that a lot of people chose as their wedding song. Yeah, classic, Alicia B. Very classic tune, right? As is the tune that Rod Stewart made famous of Van Morrison's, Have I Told You Lately? You know that tune, Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else above you? Fill my heart with sadness, take away my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. That's a Van Morrison tune, even though Rod Stewart made it famous. Scott Wagner, good to see you, Scott. Jane Belinda, beautiful, good song, True Crime with Shannon. 70 in the chat, 46 thumbs up. Let's get more thumbs up, more people in the chat. We got to bust the century today. Great sing, Bill Birdie. Some of the new songs really touched my heart. He made really deep, meaning profound lyrics. You're talking about Van the Man. You know, it's a funny thing. He's like, if you go see him perform, he's not really a performer. He's more of like a studio songwriter type guy. I don't think he loves to perform. But I mean, he gives a great concert anyway, but he doesn't interact well with the audience. Moondance, of course. I mean, he's probably made millions of dollars just from that playing on the radio, right? Martha M. Minor, hi Bill, maybe you could try car karaoke with Bill. Hey, yeah, might be a good idea, you know, car karaoke. Yes, we're having a police off the cuff real crime stories. We're having a karaoke session tomorrow in Coffee with Cannon in his yard. So the yard looks cool, right? You got all the leaves and the colors are starting to change. You can't see that many colors right from here. There you go. You see the tree over there? It's all like yellow and stuff. Looks pretty cool. I love band too, but I was talking about Neil Diamond, who doesn't get enough credit, and people like to hate him when they really listen to it. Neil Diamond's a great songwriter too. Great songwriter, you know. That tune, you are the sun, I am the moon, you are the words, I am the tune, play me, right? Beautiful song. Great songwriter, you know. How do we always get on the topic of music and songs when I do Coffee with Cannon? That's fine. I like to talk about it, you know. And I think most of you guys that are in my audience are about my age or younger. But I think we have that in common. We have the music in common. Birdie, that's the reason Kurt Cobain committed suicide. He didn't like performing anymore. Yeah, it could be part of it, but I'm sure he had some demons, you know, besides that. Angela Eng, good to see you, Angie. How's Joe doing? I haven't heard from Joe in a while. Van Morrison, Someone Like You. That's a great tune, too. You're naming all the great Van Morrison. That's an amazing tune. Someone exactly like you. I don't know if I got the melody right. It's, what a song, or a song. I've been searching such a long time, searching for someone like you. I can't remember all the words, but yeah, what a great, you know, when someone that has it as a songwriter and just churns out these hits and they're just a good songwriter, you hope they never stop, you know. Kim Alliston, Sergeant Bill, music is good for the soul, 100%. You know, like, I don't know if you guys are Billy Joel fans, but Billy Joel's an unbelievable songwriter. And you know something? I don't know whether he lost the mojo to write new songs, but he doesn't write any songs anymore. He plays what he's written, and he's got an extensive library of songs that he's written, and he only performs at Madison Square Garden. He doesn't go on tour anymore. Tax Cut. I saw Billy and Elton tour. That had to be amazing. That had to be amazing. When I hear some of Billy Joel's tunes from years ago, I heard him do a version of New York State of Mind from the late 70s, and it was incredible. He doesn't sing it as well now, of course, you know, as you get older, your voice gets weaker. But he also had, in his band in the 1970s, Birdie, I'm 63 and music has gotten me through the hardest times, still singing. Good for you, good for you. Yeah, that music does that, you know. I saw some people on YouTube the other day, and Bruce Springsteen sang this song. I can't think of the, Marvin, I don't know the name of the tune, but he did a hell of a good job. And people in the chat was saying how throughout their life, Bruce Springsteen had helped them get through some really tough times with certain songs that he wrote, you know. I always loved that tune. I'm not a huge Bruce Springsteen song fan, but I like a lot of his tunes. And one of the tunes I like a real lot is Thunder Road. You know, the screen door slams, Mary's just waves. Like a vision she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Roy Orbison singing for the lonely. Hey, that's me and I want you only. Don't turn me home again, I just can't take myself alone again. Oh, come back inside, darling, you know just what I'm here for. So you're scared and you're thinking that maybe we ain't that young anymore. Say a little faith, there's magic in the night. You ain't a beauty, but hey, you're alright. Yeah, and that's alright with me. What a great tune, man. Great lyrics, great song. I mean, Girl Friday, love Tom Petty. Love Tom Petty. My wife's always listening to Tom Petty. She has the Tom Petty channel in her car on her Sirius radio. Birdie, Billy Joel's a fantastic piano man, fantastic songwriter. I love his song, The Stranger. Yeah, I mean, Billy Joel, you know, you wish that he would still keep writing for us. But you know something? If he says he's done, he's done. He's written a huge library of tunes. I mean, I guess there's some point in your life where when you were a great songwriter and you're a great artist that maybe you say, I don't have it anymore to write songs. I'm not inspired to write songs. I don't know how it works because I'm not a songwriter, but you know, I'm not inspired to write songs. I don't have it anymore, you know? And that's maybe when these great artists stop. They stop writing tunes, you know? I can't really say, you know? That's a gift that, I mean, not only do you have to understand the musical part of the equation, but you have to understand the lyrics, writing lyrics, and writing the musical part of a song, and being inspired to write a song. He explained to Howard Stern why he stopped writing. Great interview. Tax Cut. You're talking about Billy Joel explained to Howard Stern why he stopped writing songs. Yeah, I should watch that. You know, there was a great Playboy magazine used to have these interviews with artists. And years ago, when he was alive, John Lennon did an interview. And he spoke about writing songs, and he spoke about certain songs and what he was thinking about when he wrote these songs. And lots of times, Scotty Wagner's seen Billy Joel twice at the Garden, tightest band he's ever seen. Genius Billy Joel to stop touring and have time to come to the Garden. But how about people that have to travel to New York from faraway lands to see Billy Joel? Hey, tough, you don't want to do it. And these days, what are we talking about for a ticket for a concert? $350, $500? I don't even know what they cost. Birdie, Bruce is the boss. That's what he's called. He's called the boss, right? A lot of these old rockers, they're in like fantastic shape. Look at Springsteen. He looks fantastic. He's got to be in his 70s. Mick Jagger is 77 years old. Keith Richards, they just take him out of a coffin before the concert. He's dead, really. They just wind him up and put him on stage. Unbelievable that he's still alive, right? Lorraine McSweeney, good afternoon, Bill. Nice to see you today. Thank you. Dawn Marie, Italian restaurant. Yeah. I can see you anytime you want at Italian restaurant. Bottle of red, bottle of white. No, it's actually bottle of white, bottle of red, perhaps a bottle of rosé instead. I don't know all the words to that tune, but 99 people in the chat, 76 thumbs up, and we're not even talking about real crime stories. Isn't that cool? We're just talking, we're just having a friendly conversation in my backyard in me garden. We're sitting in me garden. Sing it, Bill Braddock. Hello, Scott Wagner, Angela Eng. Angie is all by herself without Joe. Joe's working. Joe's making a living. He works hard for his money. So hard for his money. Joe's a great guy, man. What a gem of a man, you know. So guys, yeah. So last night we presented. Phil and I presented the autopsy of. The autopsy results of the Kiely Rodni case. Man, did we take some shit in the chat. But that's okay, though. That's okay, you know. We're big boys, and we say things that we stand behind. And, you know, people want to criticize us, curse at us, tell us we're bad cops, tell us we're just siding with the Nevada County Sheriff's Office because they're cops and more cops and whatever. No, we take into consideration, we reason about the results, and you know, people in the chat, they ask these scientific questions that I don't think they have the qualifications to ask. And I certainly, in some of them, don't have the qualifications to answer them, you know. Oh, what is the hemoglobin standard of a R minus 4 squared? You're like, what? What are you talking about? Where are these questions coming from? Anthony, great coverage last night. Thank you so much. That's really nice. When we take a beating, it's good to hear from our fans, our subscribers that, Bill, that was a great job. You guys did a great job. Some of the people need to sleep it off, or they just need to, they never critique the natural gas guy. You know, there's a whole, as you guys know, there's a whole community of the internet. A whole community, and some people like certain people and some they don't like other people. It takes a certain person, a certain type of fan to like me and to like our show. Not everyone, I used to say that when I was a sergeant, you know, not everyone's going to like me. I'm an acquired taste. You know, I'm not for everyone. I used to say that. I guess that's true on the internet too. Coffee with Cannon, Backyard Beverage, Bitchin' with Bill, Real Crime Stories with Sergeant Bill and Detective Phil. Yeah, we say what we want to say. We say what we think. We try to be respectful. Sometimes I get annoyed at some of the content creators, and I wonder sometimes how they're getting like a big audience when they don't know what they're talking about. And I've said that, and they're like, yeah, you're nasty. You're nasty to say that. I'm not nasty. I'm just saying what I see is the truth, you know. Girl Friday, we call that not our cup of tea, but you are great. Well, thank you so much, Girl Friday. That's very nice. Debbie A, people just want to be right, even if they're wrong. Thank you for keeping it real. Thank you, Debbie. That's very nice. Brad R, that's true. Hi, Phil, Leo. Good to see you. My favorite all-time song of all time. I love it when you go by Bowie. Oh, I missed it. It went by too fast. I was just about to name the song. It seems to be when you can Google something, you become a genius. You know everything because you could just Google it and have the answer and then challenge whoever you want. No, I know this. And you know, in reality, you didn't read a book. You just recently just that second looked it up on Google. That's why we can't, when we have a show, we can't concentrate on the chat. I try to bring people in from the chat, but you can't let the chat redirect the show. You have to really do the show as you want to, as put in the direction you want to. True Crime with Shannon. Wow, the chat is moving so fast. Rosemary in Time. Oh my God, it moves. What an outstanding concert that would be. Attend Tom Jones with Van Morrison. They were on tour together. I don't know where they are right now or if the tour ended, but they were on tour together. Catnip Kitty, they think Pizza Hut is real pizza in North Carolina. Phil Leo, hi Alicia B. 120 in the chat, 89 with the thumbs up. Wow. Backyard beverage, bitching with Bill. Coffee with Cannon. We're doing something right, you know. Banjo, those people are seeking drama. Accent is too common sense. Awful, even attack the family. Yeah. You know, and the questions they ask, the psychotic questions, not all of them, but some of them like ask, you know, the one thing that I found the most egregious was that they said the police didn't find the Honda CRV because it wasn't there when they searched. So they left and someone put the Honda CRV there after they left, and then Adventures with Purpose found it because it wasn't there when the police searched. Do you believe someone actually said that? And there's a whole crew of people that believe that. Yeah, it just crazy, the crazy stuff they say. And then when you have people that, look, I've said, and all you guys know, the police made a lot of mistakes in this case. They made a real lot of mistakes. And you cannot compare the scuba divers, and I believe that Nevada County Sheriff's Office had to contract out to bring in a scuba team. I don't believe they have their own scuba team. So whoever they use, the state police, whatever, whoever they use, they're probably not as good as Adventures with Purpose. And I said that. Why didn't the police find it? But I said because Adventures with Purpose is probably better at diving and searching for things than the contract police scuba team that failed to find the vehicle. And my God, you have to hear the people, oh my God, so you're saying the police? I go, oh my God, I'm trying to tell you, give you an answer to your question, but you don't want an answer. You want the Lord to come down and just say, this is divine intervention, you know? Sergeant George Ishak, I haven't seen him in a while. Good to see you, Sergeant George. 122 in the chat, 97 thumbs up. To what do I owe this blessing? The Supreme Commander. We're working on that Supreme Commander mug. Josh is making a design for it. And a couple of times he made the Supreme Commander look too mean, like a mean sergeant, like pointing. And I was like, no. The Supreme Commander has to be a nice guy. I think it would be better if he had his hands up in the air like that or something, almost like as a blessing and giving out direction like that. And then Josh made a line like a roll call, and the Supreme Commander looks kinder and gentler in the new one he did. I was like, Josh, you can't put out that mean Supreme Commander. Why would anyone buy a mean Supreme Commander mug, you know? So he's working on it. He's working on it. Funny though, right? John's on Bleecker, DeFara Totono's, Joe's in the West Village. Many of you talking about the best pizza in New York. Patsy's up on 119th Street in Spanish Harlem. Unbelievable pizza. Thin crust. In fact, it's so thin you could eat 4 slices easily. In fact, when we get pizzas from there, when I was working in the 2-3 squad, we'd ask, who wants pizza? Baba, okay, we'll just get 15 pies, you know, because everyone could eat 4 slices easily. You know, it's not like the heavy dough, it's real thin. And so we would get like 10 or 15 pies. My teacher is the Supreme Commander mug. Love that. Like your hat, Bill. Yeah, I've had this hat for a while, man, you know. And it's my cab driver hat or my golf hat, whatever you want to call it, you know. My anti-crime hat, whatever, whenever I was wearing it. This hat. Duty Ron's in the house. I can't believe Duty Ron showed up. I told him I wasn't going on the air today because I was burnt out from last night and I was wounded from last night. But then I was sitting around. I said, you know, let me do a coffee with Cannon. It's all love. It's love in the backyard. You know, there's nothing. There's no heavy lifting. There's no one throwing darts at you. So, Andrew DeGraw, I'm a rookie in Sergeant Bill's squad. Bertie, I didn't see Duty Ron. Where is Duty Ron? He hasn't showed his face to me. But you guys are saying he's in the chat, so he must be. It's a good old school hat, sure. 128 in the chat, 103 with the thumbs up. Anthony Candela. Oh, there's Duty Ron. Hey, Ron, I guess I fibbed about not going on the air today. I just couldn't resist. It was nice out in my yard. I said I haven't done a coffee with Cannon for a while. Let me do one and just enjoy and share all the love of police off the cuff, backyard beverage, coffee with Cannon, bitching with Bill, the Supreme Commander. it's it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Run the world, okay. Thanks, Alicia. Natasha Rene, 100. We're actually at 130 with 105 in the chat. That's fantastic. You know, I haven't done a coffee with Cannon or a backyard beverage in a while, and to have 130 and Duty Ron, I want the Supreme Commander mug. He just hit me with a $5. The Supreme Commander mug's gonna cost a hell of a lot more than $5. But Duty Ron, you'll have to get a complimentary Supreme Commander mug. As soon as Josh gets those things up and we get them out there, you know, I'm hoping he can get them out before the holidays. You know, everyone will have to have a Supreme Commander mug, right? Imagine drinking your coffee from a Supreme Commander mug. Oh my God, it's just unbelievable. The lamb is light. Your New York accent is nice, different from me, a hillbilly from North Carolina. Yeah, you know something, part of my accent is intertwined with Long Island. So it's New York and Long Island, and probably, my God, 27 years of street combed in there, you know. You can take the man out of the street, but you can't take the street out of the man, you know. And I still use a lot of slang. I remember when I used to teach, I would come up with some new street slang, and the kids go, "We never heard that before." I would go, "You want to step to this shit?" And they would laugh. "Where'd you get that from, Cannon?" I just learned it last night from the street, you know. Sergeant George Eastwood, or Supreme Commander, our made in Detroit mug. Good evening, Duty Ron, Sana Elise Hoth Johnson. Long Islander here, stuck in the PNW. Angela Eng is in the chat, one of our foremost moderators that gets rid of all the nasty people that come after Phil, Sergeant Bill and Detective Phil in our New York accents. Anthony Candela, thank you. I'm buying 2 mugs, Supreme Commander. That's great. Well, we have to get them out there. I got to talk to Josh today and say, Josh, what's going on with these mugs? When the hell are you getting the Supreme Commander mugs out there? Matthew LVR, glad to see you, Sergeant, but don't feel beat up. It's okay to disagree each other at the end of the day. Yeah, no, it is. It totally is. It's, you know, it's just, you know, I take a lot of pride, and Duty Run takes a lot of pride in our police experience. And that means a lot, and that means something. But yet there's a lot of people that talk about police work and real crime stories, and they have no experience whatsoever. And that's okay, but don't act like you know about what you're talking about, because you don't. You know, to put it quite frankly, don't act like you're an expert or that you're the authority because you Googled it. You know, Duty on. Bill, I want the mean version. Hey, someone last night said to me, "You are nasty," in the chat. They said that was so nasty what you said, because I don't know, I said something about some content creator that, you know, being a content creator doesn't, you can't just be smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee, and that doesn't make you a content creator. And someone wrote, "That's so nasty." It's not nasty. I think it's half funny, to tell you the truth, you know. What's so nasty about it? I think it's funny, you know. That, you know, there's so many people out there that just, you know, we try to stick to the facts, and Duty Run tries to stick to the facts. We try to stay with the evidence and use the evidence to say this is why we believe this. But there's other people that just out and out just invent shit and then say, "Oh my," you know, like they invent stuff, and then they, like, people go along with it because they said it, you know. And they invent, I don't know, I find that, you know. Look, we all know, Rocky, good to see you, buddy. Truth will reign. We all know that what we're doing right now is, it's showbiz to a certain extent. There's a showbiz portion to it, and it's entertainment. And you have to be somewhat entertaining, or else you guys, who would watch? Duty Run. Oh my God, this is costing me. I want the mean Supreme mug. Oh, I didn't even invent that one yet, Duty Run. Now I got to make a mean Supreme mug. It's funny. But you know something? I remember when I first started going on YouTube, Duty Run would coach me a lot, and he would say, you know, you really shouldn't say this or you shouldn't say that. And I was like, you know something? I'm going to be who the hell I am, and let it, you know, it'll go where it may, and within reason, within reason. But in the beginning, I and some other people criticized some people by name, and it was like, don't do that. And then all of a sudden, a barrage of haters from this person's chat came after me with bazookas, don't say that against, and I laughed. I obviously didn't listen well, Duty Rod says, but this is a platform for free speech, too. Well, to a certain degree. We all know there's no... Cheryl and Schaffner, good to see you. Rosemary and Thyme, after all, you have all unique flavor. Peppermint Smoker, Duty Ron, Diane Krause, Sergeant Bill, agree 100%. I've lived, my life is full. I've traveled each and every highway, but no, much more than this. I did things my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do. I saw it through without exception. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, but no, much more than this. I did things my way. Oh my God, I feel like I'm in a saloon and you guys are egging me on with different tunes, Ooh la la, yeah. Ooh la la. Ruth Ann Griffin. Thank you for the people that just gave me super chats that I passed by and they went so fast. I appreciate that. 124 in the chat, 120 with the thumbs up. We actually had 130. Wow, let's get it back up. Let's get it to 150. Why can't we get that? I get like 10 minutes more on the air. Dawn Marie, woohoo. Love that singing, Natasha Clayton. Good to see you. Brad R. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so something, you got to be true to yourself too, of who you are. I'm not going to not say something because I'm afraid to lose subscribers, which I do lose subscribers. I hurt someone's feelings or someone says, I don't like you anymore, I'm gone, I'll see you. Please come back when you feel better. But right now, if you want to leave, go ahead, Or there's people that they'll never like you, and that's okay, That's all right. You can always go. There's other, you're a master of your own destiny. You could go to whatever. Cannon, I see you put a huge effort in your title. I didn't even put a title up today because I didn't know I was coming on. I said, let me just jump on, and I'll put the title up later. But I just came on the air with a Coffee with Cannon episode, and I didn't put any title, but I will after the fact. Look, 136 in the chat, 132 thumbs up. Wow, unbelievable. That's incredible. Bill, did you ever watch the Harry Bosch detective series? I haven't, but I've heard great things about it. In fact, a friend of mine, Rick Torelli, who was a producer on The Perfect Murder, he's friends with that guy Bosch. And they had something to do with the show. I forget exactly what. You didn't know what we talk about, Bill. Alicia B. Diane Cusimano Valentine. We're much more. Look at this. Willis Pony. Thank you so much for the 99 super chats. Supreme Commander rules. I love that. Look at that. Unbelievable. So even all the wounds, the stab wounds and the gunshot wounds and the blunt trauma I took last night, I'm recovering because you guys are my salve on my wounds. You're making me heal. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's funny, but something, you have to laugh. You have to laugh in this life, If you don't laugh, you're going to cry, You're going to cry. So you got to laugh and you got to roll with the punches, Roll with the punches. And, I thank a lot. Look, we're coming up on, before you know it, it's going to be 2023. This has been a rough year for me, man. Rough. I don't mean podcast-wise, life-wise, And you guys followed some of my trials and tribulations and health-wise, and not just my health, my wife's health. That's a rough year, but we're getting over it, and I'll be looking forward when 2023 begins. Hopefully it'll be a much better year. But even though it was a tough year, you gotta tough it up. What do they say? and I know it's a cliche, it's not about getting knocked on your ass, it's how you get up from getting knocked on your ass. And that's important for all of us, and we all have to remember that. Life knocks you down, but you got to get back up, right? True crime with China or vanilla ice cream, not everyone will like you. That's true. That's so true, NYPD tough, that's right, Lieutenant Pete. For sure. NYPD tough, you always remember that. I said that to my wife the other day too. I said, something, why is it that I like to hang out with cops, off retired cops and off-duty cops? And because I didn't always like that. I go, but for some reason now, I just feel like I have so much more in common with them, Willis Pony, thank you so much for everything you do. Jaguars hooligan, Bill, you look the detective part today. Nice accessories. Yeah. Well, this hat has stood over a lot of dead bodies, believe it or not. I don't like to put it that way, but it happens to be true. So I'll put it another way. It's stood over many crime scenes. It's viewed a lot. If this hat could talk, like-minded Rosie for Rivets. Yeah, and something, there's a safety. You feel, around other cops, you feel safe. I don't know. Why do I have to feel safe? What's the threat? I don't know. There's always threats out there, When you see the bad things, maybe you fear them more. I don't know. You see a lot of that, Sergeant Bill, love the song, Only the Strong Survive. That's very nice. Duty Ron, Bill, the head that's in that hat is talking. I think it's the hat. I still have a little bit of hair left, so I think it might be the hat. Yeah, the hat's controlling me, But it's so funny. How I think what I do when I do these Coffee with Cannon shows. After all, Sergeant Bill, that went by so fast. I was just ready to read it. I can't read that fast. One of the things I like about Coffee with Cannon and Backyard Beverages, it's therapeutic. It's really, I get just like to talk to you guys, and it's really nice. It's a really nice thing that I just get to sit here and talk to you guys. Brad R, 35, is working for the Gas Street Department. Retirement sucks, Bill. Well, you got to occupy yourself with stuff that you like to do, Angela Ang, Bill, Irma says hi. I miss Irma. I really miss Irma a lot. I got to give her a call. I would also love to have her on the show again, but she's a busy lady. Irma's unbelievable. We all love Irma. Great detective. Now she's a private eye, Unsolved crimes. Others with your experience, share your experience while others cannot. Thank you, Unsolved Crimes. That's very nice of you to say that. We're at 43 minutes. We have 135 people in the chat, 143 with the thumbs up. My God, look at the love. Dave Wells, Bill, if all cops were like you, we would all be in a better world. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Fibro Freak Bill, sing us a song. Oh my God, look at this. It's like a jukebox. It's like I'm taking song requests in Backyard Beverage, Coffee with Cannon, It's just nice to be at. What a beautiful day. Catnip Kitty, it's the hat, Bill. Angeline will do duty, and we were at the classic car show yesterday in Malvern. Whoa. Angie, you're going to buy a classic car and drive around the neighborhood with it? Today is a beautiful day. Just look at again, I'll move this a little bit. You can see the colors back there. You see the colors of the trees there. It's just unbelievable. I've been a Jet fan, a New York Jet fan, since I was a little kid. And I don't want to now jump on the bandwagon because they're 4-2. Because I also, even being a Jet fan, I became a Jet hater. Because the Jets would, every year, there's an expression they say, it's the same old Jets. They would show promise and then they would just go back to their old ways. But now, this is the first time in I don't know how many years they're 4 wins and 2 losses, and everyone's going to come out of the woodwork saying, after all, Sergeant Bill, it's a huge lawn to mow. You're right, it's an acre, and I don't mow it. I have landscapers come by. They come by with those mowers they sit on. They're like little tractors, and they do this like bees. They're done in like 10 or 15 minutes. It's unbelievable. Kim Allison, Sergeant Bill, you're very kind, always sharing God's creations with all. Thank you so much. Irish Hewlett, do I think the FBI and the California Highway Patrol will do a report on the Kiely Rodni? I do not. I don't even think they're going to issue a report. If they do a report, it will be internally submitted to the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, and it won't be public. If they do a report at all. I didn't see much activity during the whole thing from the California Highway Patrol, and nor did you hear. I mean, I heard the boss, whoever, the captain or whoever, what rank he was, from the California Highway Patrol talk about it, but I didn't see much action. For the fact that this has been ruled a vehicle accident, shouldn't they have been involved in this? Yeah, I think they should have, but I don't see it. I don't believe there'll be any report forthcoming from them. So, Rocky, prayers for your wife, absolutely. I don't know what's wrong with your wife, but prayers, if she needs our prayers, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, this was the first Coffee for Canada I did in a while. It looks like it was a huge success. All you guys came out. Just amazing. Feds no, Highway Patrol yes. Brad Arp, I don't think I don't think either one of them. Well, look, the Highway Patrol may issue a report. I don't think it's going to be made public. A lot of the folks that are questioning. I'm sorry to hear that she had kidney failure. Prayers, absolutely prayers, guys. And I believe in the power of prayer. I really absolutely believe it works. After all, Sergeant Bill, how's your leg and AFL? You back at the gym? I'm going to be back tomorrow. I didn't really publicize it. Last Monday I had an ablation, and so far it's been working. They say you can't tell 100% if it worked till 3 months later. So I'm hoping that it was a success, but I don't want to jump up in the air and have a parade until I know that it worked for sure. So my hip is an ongoing process. So I said this on me. I had a new hip. I got AFib. I had 2 cardioversions, and I just had an ablation last Monday. The rooster's on the other side of the house, and so far he's shutting up. He hasn't been cockadoodle doing, but 140 in the chat, 148 with the thumbs up. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I have about 2 minutes left. Rosemary and Time, absolutely believe in the power of prayer. We've got about 2 minutes left, and with that time, I just want to thank everyone that came by today. I didn't really plan on coming on the air, and I said, let me do it. It's beautiful outside. I'll bust out my cab driver hat. I'll get to talk to a lot of people I haven't seen. Diane Cusimano, Valentine, I enjoy your singing. One of Tom Jones' favorite things to do after hours was singing his favorite old tunes, a cappella and little offbeat. That's great. That's fantastic, Carolyn Merricks, please take care of yourself. I'm going to try. After all, nice seeing Will as Pony. You look great, Supreme Commander. Thank you so much. London Girl, Duty Ron. Hi, guys. Sorry I missed it. Rose Arelanis. Hang in there, Bill. Have a good day. Thank you so much, Carolyn Merricks. Kim Alliston. It's so good to have you as part of this family. We really like having you as part of this family. Angela Eng, the best. You and Joe Murray, the boxer, the big Irish boxer, Joe Murray, and the attorney. Great to have you guys. Rocky, thank you, Off the Cuff family. God bless, Rocky. Guys, again, great little 155 thumbs up. We had in excess of 140 in the chat. That's amazing. That's great. I think it's, and really all we did was talk a lot, right? We just talked a lot. Jane Belinda, good to see you. Charmaine Murray Hill, beautiful background. Big Joe Murray, great guy, smart too. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for coming by. God bless and have a great day.